Hey, product noobs. Ever heard someone say, "We're running this project using Scrum," and you had no idea what that meant? Don't worry, you're not alone. Welcome to today's episode of Demystifying Product Management Topics on the Product Noobs. Welcome to the ultimate breakdown of Scrum. Today we're diving deep into Scrum, a simple but powerful framework that helps teams work together more effectively. And before you click away thinking this is just corporate buzzword nonsense, stick with me. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what Scrum is, how it works, the key roles, events, and artifacts in Scrum, and why millions of teams around the world swear by it. You are also going to learn the common mistakes in Scrum. I'm going to break this down in plain English with zero jargon, using real examples to which you can actually relate. Whether you're a student, entrepreneur, or simply curious about how successful teams operate, this video is for you. You probably already know that the name comes from rugby, the game. In rugby, it is a method where 8 members from the opposing team band together in a certain formation and try to move the move forward and gain possession of the ball. They hurdle, move forward together, self-organize, and make steady progress. But then in product management, it is simply a framework for how teams can work together more effectively. The core idea is that instead of planning everything perfectly up front and hoping it works out, you work in short bursts, check your progress frequently, and adjust as you go. Imagine you're planning a road trip. The old way would be to plan every single stop, restaurant, and bathroom break before you leave. Scrum is more like saying, we want to get to California. Let's drive for 4 hours, see where we are, grab some food, check the map, and then plan the next 4 hours. Scrum was originally used for software development, but now it has been deployed in marketing, education, design, you name it. This sounds a lot like our last video on Agile, doesn't it? Yes, and that's because while Agile is the bigger umbrella, Scrum is the specific and popular way to do Agile. It is built on the principles of Agile. Why should you care, even as a product newbie? Because nearly every tech company, startup, or modern enterprise building software uses some form of Agile, and often that form is Scrum. Understanding Scrum is like learning the common language of product development. It helps you understand how ideas turn into reality. In the early 90s, Ken Schwaber and Jeff Sutherland were trying to solve a common problem of big projects failing due to slow processes, miscommunication, and late delivery. They got inspiration from the game of rugby on how to apply the same principles in project, a way to hurdle and move forward together, self-organize, and make steady progress like they do in the game. This approach has become incredibly popular because it just works. Companies like Spotify, Netflix, and Airbnb use Scrum principles, but it's not just for big tech companies. I've seen marketing teams, construction crews, and even wedding planners use Scrum concepts successfully. Scrum is built on 3 core ideas, namely teamwork. Everyone collaborates closely, sharing progress and challenges daily. Adaptability. Plans can change as new information or feedback comes in. Transparency. Progress and problems are visible to everyone. Scrum has 3 key roles, 5 events, and 3 artifacts. The key roles in Scrum. You may wonder, what makes up a Scrum team? Well, unlike traditional teams where everyone might have a very narrow role, Scrum teams are generally small, cross-functional, and self-organizing. That means they have all the skills needed to complete their work, and they figure out how to do it best themselves. The product owner, called a PO for short. Who are they? This is often the product manager. They are the voice of the customer and the business. They know the what and the why. What do? They define and prioritize the product backlog. This is the reference list of all the things that could be built. The PO decides what's most important based on user needs, business value, and strategic goals. They ensure clarity. They make sure everyone understands the items on the backlog. They maximize value. Their main goal is to ensure the team is always building the most valuable thing. Think of them as the compass and the ultimate decision maker for what gets built. The Scrum Master, called SM for short. Who are they? They are not a manager, but a facilitator and coach. They're like the team's personal trainer and obstacle remover. What do? They ensure Scrum rules are followed. They help the team stick to the Scrum framework. They remove impediments. If an engineer is blocked by a technical issue or needs a decision from another team, the Scrum Master helps get that resolved. They coach the team, helps the team improve its processes, self-organization, and collaboration. They facilitate Scrum events by making sure meetings are productive and on track. Think of them as the guardian of the process, making sure the team runs smoothly and efficiently. The development team. Who are they? These are the people who actually build the product. This includes engineers, front-end, back-end, mobile, quality assurance, QA specialists, designers, and anyone else with the technical skills to create the working software. What do they do? They self-organize. They decide how they will complete the work in the product backlog. They deliver done increments. They work together to turn backlog items into working, shippable products each sprint. They estimate work. They provide estimates for how long tasks will take. Think of them as the skilled craftspeople who turn ideas into reality. Importantly, there are no individual titles within the dev team in Scrum. Everyone works towards the shared goal. The events. Scrum has a rhythm, and that rhythm is created by 5 main events, also called ceremonies. The sprint. It is the heart of Scrum, a short, time-boxed period, usually 1 to 4 weeks, where the team works to complete a set of tasks or features. Sprint planning. This is held at the beginning of the sprint. The team decides what they'll work on in this sprint. They select items from the product backlog and create a sprint backlog. Daily Scrum, or stand-up. This is a 15-minute daily meeting where each team member answers 3 questions. What did I do yesterday? What will I do today? What are our current blockers or challenges? Sprint review. This happens at the end of the sprint. The team presents what they've completed and stakeholders can give feedback. Sprint retrospective. This is where the team reflects on the sprint. They ask themselves what went well and what could be improved. Also, action items are created to help the next sprint go better. In some cases, the sprint review and sprint retrospective happen together in the same event or ceremony. Scrum uses 3 main artifacts. These are key information objects that provide transparency and opportunities for inspection and adaptation. They represent work or value and are essential for delivering a successful product. There are 3 main artifacts in Scrum. The product backlog. What is it? It is the single ordered list of everything that could be included in the product. It contains product backlog items, PBIs, which are often user stories, features, bug fixes, or enhancements. Who owns it? The product owner is responsible for its content, order, and availability. It is a constantly evolving document. That means it's never done. It changes as new ideas emerge, priorities shift, or feedback comes in. It undergoes regular refinement. Think of it as your ultimate to-do list for the entire product, prioritized from most important to least important. Sprint backlog. What is it? It is a subset of the product backlog items that the development team selects to work on during a single sprint. It also includes the development team's plan for how they will deliver those items. It is owned by the development team. Think of it as the to-do list for just this current sprint. It's their commitment for the next 1 to 4 weeks. Increment, or potentially shippable increment. What is it? It is the sum of all the product backlog items completed during a sprint, plus the value of all previous increments. It must be done, meaning it meets the agreed-upon definition of done, a shared understanding of what it means for work to be complete and ready for use. It matters because this is the actual working software that was produced. It must be in a usable condition, whether or not the product owner decides to release it immediately. Think of it as the finished room of your house, fully functional, painted, and ready for use, even if the rest of the house isn't built yet. Scrum works because it keeps teams focused and aligned. It ensures that problems are spotted early and not at the end. A big advantage is that customers or users see progress quickly and provide feedback that helps shape the product in real time. It encourages continuous improvement in the teams through retrospectives. A simple example. Imagine building a website. The product owner wants an online store. The team breaks it down: homepage, product pages, cart, payment. In Sprint 1, they build just the homepage and product listing. The Scrum Master makes sure the process runs smoothly. At the end of Sprint 1, the client reviews the homepage and says, "This is great, but I want more photos." That feedback goes into the next sprint. This continues until the full site is done and improved every step of the way. Here's another example. Let's say you are part of a team building a food delivery app. The old way might look like this. In month 1 to 2, the team plans every feature the app could ever have, based on their imagination at the moment. In month 3 to 4, Design all the screens and user flows. By months 5 to 10, they build everything according to the plan. In month 11, they test everything. In month 12, they launch and discover that users hate the interface and that their preferences for the features have changed, or that another app has solved the problem that your app was trying to solve, and the problem after that. You would have spent a year building something that doesn't work for real users. Now let's see what the Scrum way might look like. In Sprint 1, which is about 2 weeks, product owner says users need to browse restaurants. Team builds a basic restaurant listing with photos and ratings. At the sprint review, the team show a working app to potential customers. The customer gives feedback that says, "This is great. Can we see delivery time estimates?" In Sprint 2, which is about another 2 weeks, the team adjusts priorities based on feedback. The team builds a new feature that adds delivery time estimates to restaurant listings. At the sprint review, the users see the app again. Users give feedback that says, "Perfect. Now we need to actually order food." In Sprint 3, the team builds a basic ordering functionality for one restaurant. At the sprint review, the users can now order food. The users give feedback that the checkout process is confusing. In Sprint 4, the team focuses entirely on making checkout clearer. At the sprint review, there is a much better user experience. The feedback changes to, "We want to track our order in real time." You will see that in just 8 weeks. The Scrum team has a working app that users can actually use, real feedback from real users, clear priorities for what to build next, and confidence they're building the right thing. In comparison, traditional team is still in the design phase, building something that might be completely wrong. Now, let's look at the common mistakes I have seen Scrum teams make and how you can avoid them. Scrum theater. This happens when some teams think that it is enough to use Scrum terminologies, so they hold daily stand-ups that last up to 50 minutes, plan sprints without any real commitment, hold retrospectives where nothing changes, while still working on a project that has lasted over 6 months. To avoid this, you must focus on the principles and not the ceremonies. You must ask yourself if you are delivering working products or features at every sprint, and if the team and product are getting any better based on the feedback received. The Scrum Master as a micromanager. The Scrum Master is not a project manager. But when they find themselves assigning tasks to team members, making all the decisions for the team, focusing on individual productivity and not on team effectiveness, or even being the bottleneck of all communication, then they are getting it all wrong. The Scrum Master should be asking the team, "How can I help?" and not, "Why isn't this thing done yet?" Changing sprint scope mid-sprint. This is the most common mistake I have seen many times, where someone believes that can just add a small feature in the current sprint or reprioritize the work in progress. This leads to the work not actually getting finished and causing the team to constantly feel behind. To avoid this, the sprint commitment must be protected like it is sacred. New priorities can wait till the next sprint. Skipping the retrospective. Sometimes the team feels like there is no need for a retrospective because it appears that everything went fine. But the team finds itself repeating the same problem every sprint, never getting more efficient, missing out on opportunities to improve collaboration, and getting frustrated even more. Never avoid the retrospective. It is not optional. This is the opportunity for your team to address some of these issues and improve them. Making sprints too long. Longer sprints don't mean less overhead. Instead, it might result in less learning for the team. Teams going on 6-week sprints with no retrospective or feedback from the stakeholders, only to end up with big reveals that miss the mark, and less ability to adapt to change will only defeat the purpose of adapting Scrum. Start with 2-week sprints and adjust where necessary. Shorter cycles are more efficient. Scrum is not chaos. It is flexible and structured. It is not only for tech, anyone can use it. It doesn't mean no planning, rather it encourages planning in more realistic bits and chunks. And most importantly, Scrum is not just about the daily stand-ups, it is the whole package of sprints, sprint planning, sprint reviews, and retrospectives. To start using Scrum, start with one project, assign the key roles, hold sprint planning meetings, have daily check-ins, do a review and a retrospective in the end, and use tools like Trello, Jira, or Notion to manage these tasks. Scrum has helped teams all over the world deliver better products, faster. It encourages collaboration, learning, and adaptability. These skills are valuable in any field. Remember, Scrum is just a framework. Real magic happens when teams use it to collaborate better, learn faster, and build things that actually matter. If this video helped you understand Scrum, hit that like button and subscribe for more content about building great products and teams. Drop a comment below if you've tried Scrum before. I'd love to hear about your experience. Thanks for watching, and remember, the best way to learn Scrum is to try it. So pick a project and give it a shot.